Hey everybody out there in TV land, Eddie the Tattooed Realtor here. So, before we get started on this epic video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. If you have any real estate questions whatsoever, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, or you can message me, or text message me, or email me. Whatever method works best for you, feel free to make use of it. I'm here to be a resource for you. So once again, my name's Eddie the Tattooed Realtor. I'm actually here in my lovely backyard here in Margate, Florida, and this video is about expired homes, expired listings. A lot of times when homes go onto the market, and a home could be a condo, a townhouse, a single family home, whatever it is, it goes on the market, it doesn't always sell. And there are many reasons why that could happen. And I know a lot of times, being a homeowner myself, I would get to thinking like, man, what did I do wrong? Or what did my agent not do? Or how could I better fix it for next time? Do I use the same agent? Do I put it back on the market? Do I decrease the price? All these different questions begin to jumble in our heads, and we have to make like clarity of all that stuff. So my thoughts on expired listings. Having been in real estate for over 7 years, I've seen listings expire for various reasons. Yes, sometimes listings expire because they're not marketed correctly or they're not priced correctly. Most of the time when a property doesn't sell, there are two main factors that come into play. Number one, the sales price, right? And number two, the availability for showings. Actually, there's a third one, and marketing. So the listing price, how its availability for showing, as well as the way the property was marketed. You could have the most awesome epic property on the market, but if it's not marketed correctly, meaning you don't have HDR photography, you don't have 3D virtual tours, you don't have drone photography, you don't have video production, you don't have a basic website, you don't have a sign in the yard, you don't have, Facebook advertising, whatever it is, that marketing help gets that word out of that property. So that could be a serious issue. The next thing down the line is listing price. Listing price could come into effect because I think of pricing like a pyramid. You have at the top the super overpriced properties, in the middle the reasonably priced properties priced correctly, the bottom the kind of the bottom of the barrel, the super cheap. It's a triangle, so you kind of want to be in that sweet spot in the middle. You don't want to be the cheapest person on the market, but you also don't want to be the most expensive. You want to be at market value, because guess what? Your property has to appraise correctly. If it doesn't appraise correctly, you're going to renegotiate, I guarantee you, unless you have a cash buyer who's willing to overpay, which I think those times have come and gone. So pricing. The next thing is availability to show. A lot of times when a property goes on the market, the availability to show that property to other potential buyers is vital. So important. Because it could be the most epic property, the most beautiful property, but if it can only be seen on the second and third Sunday of the month between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. when the lunar eclipse is happening, the likeliness of it getting the right exposure is very minimal. So you have to be able to show it. So keeping those three things in mind, those are three factors that can play into the ability for a property not to sell and expire. Now, when your property does expire, or if it does, I hope it doesn't, but if it does, these are the things that you may want to keep in mind. What I would do is, if my home expired and it didn't sell the first time around, these are the things I'd probably look at. First off, I'd look at the marketing. I'd want to see from that real estate agent how that property was marketed. I'd also think about the pricing, like we just discussed. I'd also think about how available was it to show. Could I alter that availability, or was it available all the time? Then I'd also consider having a CMA, a comparative market analysis, or what I like to call a home value report. Love to create one for you. You can email me or leave a comment of what the property is currently worth. A lot of times when properties are listed, that might be 6 months, a year, or however long before, the market will shift and change, so you need to make sure you have a very clear understanding of what the property is worth. So get a CMA created, or a home value report created of the property right then and there. I'd be more than happy to create that for you. And then also what I would do is I would scout out the competition. I'd go and look at, the area that your house is in, and I'd go and look at the houses that are on the market. I'd go understand, maybe go to a couple open houses. I'd go and understand what exactly those houses have that mine doesn't, or what does my house have that they don't have. That also gives you a very good idea of what the market is doing in terms of the types of homes on the market. Extremely important. And then probably the last thing that I would consider, and once again, these aren't in stages of priority, these are just, things to consider. Another thing that I would consider, and probably the last thing out of these, you don't want to make it too complicated, would be, was the real estate professional or agent or sales associate or realtor, whatever you want to call them, were they doing everything within their power to bring the maximum exposure and the proper representation to my home? That's a big thing to think about, because a lot of times I've seen properties go off the market, expired, and then they'll come in like a week later with the same exact agent. Just have a thought to challenge you by. If that real estate professional could not sell it the first time, what's gonna change? And ask that question. You can simply ask, hey, you know, it didn't sell last time, I understand the factors, please outline them for me, but let me ask you a question. What are you gonna do differently now, or what are we gonna do differently now to get this home sold? So those are my thoughts about what to do if your home expires, things to consider if that is your case. I truly hope that's not, but if I can ever be of help, feel free to call, text, or email. I have been serving the Broward County and West Palm Beach area for the last 7 years and counting, and I'm always here to help any way I can. Feel free to call, text, or email. And in closing, please be sure to subscribe, like, or comment, or tag, depending where you're watching this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you on the flip side.